Have you ever written a character in your book and maybe you didn't realize it as you were writing, this character in the story, but after, you wrote the book or that particular character arc, you took a little bit of time, you took a step back, took a break from writing, and then you thought back and you were like, huh, you know? I wasn't thinking it consciously while writing it, but now that I'm looking back, I'm realizing I think I was writing about myself when writing that character. This is actually true. It's possible for writers to do this. Obviously, there are many, many, many writers that have intentionally written about themselves, in their own book. It's almost inevitable, like whether it's in a big way or a small way, it's almost inevitable that a piece of you is going to end up somewhere in the story. And a lot of that is seen through the characters in your story. And, like for some people that might be concerning because, like maybe you see a part of yourself in one of the more despicable characters in the story, or the antagonist even. Um, and for me, that was my experience when writing The Glass God, which link in the description below. You can find that book on Amazon. I'm currently working on the second book in the trilogy, and that's what this whole series is about, is like my journey through that, but giving people like you, writers like you, tips and advice on writing your novel, whether it's your first or your fifth. Um, and that was something I, kind of realized when I wrote my book, was that the main character was someone that I had very specific ideas for, someone that I, was trying to shape into this, someone who's a protagonist, but also kind of a terrible person. And, when I looked back on the character later after writing the book, I kind of realized, oh, um, I might have been writing about myself more than I thought, and now I realize that I took a lot of things that I hate about myself and rolled it into a character, and that's what the main character of the book is. And then, someone I know personally is reading the book right now. In fact, she's almost done with it, and she told me not too long ago that when it came to the main character of the book, she wondered to herself at a couple points, I wonder if he's writing about himself. And, in that case, she's thinking, I wonder if Forrest was writing about himself in this part or with this character. So it really did get me thinking, because when we think about making a character sort of based on us, that is typically a very conscious stream of thought. That's like, we're very intentional about that when we do it. But then it turns out it's not always intentional. Sometimes your character just ends up a lot like you without you realizing it or without you trying. So I don't know. It's just like a thought that I had tonight, and I wanted to ask you, as someone who, if you are someone who's written a novel or is in the process of writing a novel, are any one of your characters in the book like you? Was it intentional when you did that? And why? And if it was unintentional, explain how you figured out that one of these characters is a part of you. I do this almost every night, by the way. I do these entries almost every night in my journey through writing another book and sharing my thoughts on writing, on character development, storytelling, world building. I give writers like you tips and advice on writing as you're creating your great American novel, as we called it a long time ago. And if you liked, following me through this, you can like this video, subscribe, hit that notification bell so that you will receive notifications every time I put out a new video, which is like, honestly, like 5 times a week. And I will see you guys in the next video. Bye.